Friday at the theaters, and CTV film critic Richard Crouse joins us. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you. The screen that we have on the wide shot gave a bit of a glimpse of what we're going to talk about later, but we have 3 new releases and then a special anniversary. Let's get right into the new ones with a clip of Pixar's new release. And am I pronouncing it right? Is it Elio?
Elio's absolutely correct.
Here it is.
You okay?
I'm trying to get abducted by aliens.
Elio, skipping school.
I don't know if this is boundary testing or sleep regression or which one of these is you?
I don't know, but I think that one is you.
Does this have the heart of, say, on one of their previous films like Up?
No, it doesn't. It has a great deal of heart, but Up and Wall-E and films like that came early on for Pixar are classics. This doesn't feel like a classic, but it's a very good movie. It's the story of Elio, a young 12-year-old who thinks that his relative who's looking after him doesn't want him around, so he wishes that he could go to outer space and find someone out there who would want to take him in. And then he goes to outer space. He finds a way, and he lands on this planet where they think he's an ambassador from Earth who's come to solve all their problems. So he has to grow up pretty fast. The animation is beautiful. The messages of compassion and community, all that stuff woven in there are really good. And I think kids will love the aliens. They're pretty cool. They're very colorful, and they're a lot of fun.
Has Pixar just set its own bar so high that it's hard to match?
I think so. I mean, it's a lot of the same people that worked on Up and Wall-E that are working on this one. But most notably, John Lasseter is no longer there. And I think he was the secret sauce. He was the one who knew how to infuse these movies with so much emotion.
Yeah, okay. The next, very different. It's the latest in the zombie franchise, 28 years later. We have a clip.
They will get the top of you. Food, 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 food. Up and down again. There's no discharge in the wall.
Okay, well, the first couple, 28 hours, 28 days, they were great. What'd you make of this?
Yeah. Well, and this one is much the same. So it's a much different film, though. So this is a much more reflective movie. It's 28 years later since the rage virus has taken over and turned a good deal of the UK into zombies that are characterized by these intense rages. And there's a story of a 12-year-old who goes with his father to the mainland to do some scrounging and looking for supplies, that kind of thing. And he learns a few things about the big, bad, scary outside world from their tiny, little, tightly knit, healthy community. And then he goes back a second time with his mother for a very different reason and learns some different lessons. And so this is a film that is a coming-of-age story. I would say that there are some very graphic moments in here that will please horror fans, but this one is just as emotionally intense as it is anything else. It's an intellectual horror film that wants to give you lots to chew on after you leave the theater. Called 28 Years Later, and it's in theaters right now.
Okay, I think that's worth a look. And again, something very different, a comedy action flick starring Rebel Wilson called Bridehard.
You guys, tonight is gonna be the best bachelorette party ever because it was organized by my oldest friend, Sam!
Come up, I just have to go.
What? Sam?
This looks like a movie I've seen, or several movies I've seen.
Yeah, it is exactly that. It's a little bit of Bridesmaids. It's a little bit of The Spy Who Dumped Me. It's a little bit of Die Hard. It's a little bit of a lot of things, and none of it fits together all that comfortably. You've got Rebel Wilson as a bridesmaid at a big wedding. Mercenaries attack, so that gives her a chance to use her special training that she's had as a secret agent to rescue everybody. And it tries to make you laugh, but it tries a little bit too hard, I think. So this would be, for me, rating on a scale of 1 to 5, this would be like a 1.5-star film.
Ooh, okay. I like Rebel Wilson. She's good.
Typically.
Yeah. Okay, we've carved out a little time because we want to talk about a significant movie milestone 50 years ago today. A lot of people are not going to believe this. Jaws first jumped on the screen. I think we have, do we have a clip? Richard, the summer of 1975 saw empty beaches all over the Maritimes because of that scene.
Well, I grew up on one of them. I grew up, I was in Liverpool, Nova Scotia, but Hunts Point Beach is where we had a summer house. And it wasn't so much 1975 that the beach was empty. It was the following year. Okay. So I remember that I knew all the kids that would come every year and rent the cottages along those along that beach. And in 1976, they just did not come. It's anecdotal, but I'm saying that the fear of sharks and Jaws kept them from coming down and spending their valuable tourist dollars in Hunts Point. But the film had that kind of impact and continues to. This is a movie that if you go see it now, and lots of theaters are playing it for the 50th anniversary. Go see it now in the theater, and it's just as effective. Doesn't matter how many times you've seen it. It really is a great horror film with one of the all-time great villains, which is a great white shark. It
terrified audiences, but it was a revelation for studio executives.
It sure was. I mean, the summer used to be seen as kind of a dead period. People were going to go to the cottages, they were going to go sit on the beach, they're going to do, anything except go to the movies. And Jaws changed that. It was the first modern day blockbuster, played on 400 theaters on its opening weekend, 50 years ago this weekend, which was an unheard of amount of theaters to put one movie in at that time. But they were aggressive with their marketing. They put it in a lot of theaters. And word of mouth made this the most profitable movie of that year.
Yeah, and they proved that people would go to a darkened theater in the dead of summer.
And now summer is, alongside Oscar season, is the busiest season for films and for movie theaters.
Of course, I think you would agree there's never a bad time of year to sit in a movie theater.
Listen, it's going to be blazingly hot here this weekend, so I have a feeling I'm probably going to end up soaking up some AC at the movies this weekend.
Well, maybe it's time to have another sitting of Jaws and recount some of those great lines. Richard, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk in a couple weeks.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll take a break. Lots to come. Stay with us.